that just don't seem like, this don't match.
Did they try to put it on him, Sammy, or are they trying to assassinate his character?
Oh, assassination of character.
Okay.
Period.
Okay,
Even if you get out of this, you're not getting out of this. This is gonna stink on you for the rest of your life.
Basically, they just trying to tear his character down. That's
Yeah.
that's what we're saying. Like at the end of the day, some of this stuff could be true. A lot of it could not be true. But what I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, it's like, yo, if people is talking about they got abused or they got this or they got that, but then you're still texting after talking about I love the freak off, I can't take you serious.
I always understood it to be like, you know what I'm saying? The way my understanding of the law was, if that shit really meant something, they would have went to the police. But now they done said that, you be traumatized and all that stuff. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm not saying that you don't. We can't say, bro, because it hasn't happened to us. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? With that being said, though, with it being civil, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they trying to blur the lines between civil and criminal.
This is not civil anymore. It's a fair case.
That's what I'm saying. They're blurring the line. Some of the stuff that they're alleging and they're accusing him of, it's really civil shit.
Yeah.
Because they never filed a claim against him, criminal.
Well, like I said last week, I started to get the RICO part of it.
Yeah, that's good. I do too, because they got people that's gonna testify him, so they gonna plead guilty to their part, which makes it a RICO, because they saying Puffy. In my eyes, they saying that Puffy told me to do it. That's why I'm saying I see the RICO part.
I wouldn't have done this unless this person didn't say I needed to do this.
Yeah, because it seemed like the government got everybody saying that it was part of their job. That's why they didn't say nothing. That's why as the bodyguard, I didn't say nothing. Because this is part of my job. I'm trying to further my career. I'm just starting out. I'm young. I'm working for the man. This could blow me up. That's that, because this is how capitalism works. That's the way I look at it. That's how capitalism works. Whether we want to agree with it, whether it matches up with your morals, what you were raised with, or anything of that. Once you become an adult and you start dealing with capitalism, all shit goes out the window if you want to move forward. You want to move forward.
So I also said this when you weren't here last week. What I was saying is, shouldn't Cassie be held accountable? They had to give her immunity in order for her to speak like this, because she's saying I'm facilitating these things as well.
Now that right there, what you saying? I feel like, look, if y'all gonna take P. Diddy down, she need to go down too, because she's a part of the conspiracy, a part of the acts, everything.
That's why
y'all hit the chat up. Whoever in the chat or whoever live, what's up?
She agreed to a part of it. That's why it's got to be a RICO. That's just my opinion. I ain't no legal expert in that.
Oh no, the RICO comes in with me when they said that his head assistant started this, and Cassie's doing this, and old dude is bringing the mule is bringing it in. And whatnot,
they ain't even got to the mule yet. Nah, it's just been Cassie, Dawn Richards, or Rashard, or whatever she going by. It's been Dawn, Cassie, and it's been the white dude that was his assistant. Sorry, y'all, I ain't mean to just say white dude, but the white dude that was his assistant, and Kid Cudi. Look, hold on. Even with Kid Cudi, they weren't able to prove that Diddy blew up the car. Well, everything they said. Now, it's all he say, she say though.
But no, he said on tape, yo, I will blow that dude's car up.
But you can't prove through DNA or through factual information that he blew his car up. He might have made a threat. I can say I'll kill you, but just because you die tomorrow don't mean I killed you. Or you said, I wish this guy would die or this or that. Like, come on, Sammy, stop. Stop it. But like, for real, like even with Dawn Richards testifying, right? They poked her with so many holes in her story. Like, she wasted her time going up there.
I mean, her and Cassie gave a lot of, I can't remember, that was long ago.
No, Cassie's testimony was more damaging than Dawn's. I will say that, because Dawn had a lot of holes poked in her story, because like at the end of the day, they had text messages from where years later you still trying to get up with this man to do music and work, and you talking about you seen him beat her up and this and that, but at the same time, you still sitting back chilling, working.
Cassie had them same hoes poked in their story too. I can't remember. No, you need to remember now. You need to remember now.
Who?
Cassie and Dawn. I can't remember. That was a long time. Then why you bring this up?
Who said who? Me?
No, I'm talking about Dawn and Cassie saying I can't remember.
Oh no, it ain't about them bringing it up. It's about the prosecution asking them questions.
No,
but
I'm talking
what
about
I'm saying
the defense asked when they cross check them.
Yeah, cross examination. But that's their job. They supposed to ask them and poke holes in their story and let them know that y'all faking the funk.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what they setting up.
And they did their job. Like they beat the wheels off Shorty. Like everything Dawn got up there and said, basically they Diddy and them team proved, she just up here trying to get some money.
What's the other lady from Dirty Money?
She ain't nowhere to be found.
Nah.
She might be witness 3 that they looking for.
No, that was the person that they said Diddy had called like 90 times.
Yeah, Kalina, or whatever her name is.
Thank you.
Yeah, but she keeping it solid. She said, I ain't testifying on Diddy because Diddy was good to me. So Diddy got to her, whether they want to believe it or not. Diddy already, they straight. You understand what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a fact now.
But what did he do civilly to? Oh well, Cassie already got her money.
So the fact that she already got her money makes me feel like she got an immunity. I feel like the government came to her off the rip. Like, look, go get that money, and then as soon as you get that money, we gonna come swoop in and take him down, and you gonna testify for us.
Well, shouldn't all the freak off participants get? Shouldn't they go down too?
Let me tell you what my old middle school coach told me.
You're dealing with, of course, allegedly you're dealing with interstate prostitution, right?
Sammy, Jose should have been, Dante could have been, Orlando would have been. All that shit don't matter. Like, what my man saying that, what he saying, the Irishman, give me something concrete. I want to hear something good. I need some evidence, some concrete. All that shoulda, coulda, woulda shit, doesn't matter. The Punisher.
The Punisher made a book how many years ago?
No, but
and he placed them in that book.
No.
He justified it in the book, but way before all this shit started happening.
I think no. It wasn't the Punisher, Sammy. It was that other guy that got arrested, and he was like in an interrogation room, and he was like, "Yeah, P. Diddy and Cassie was paying me to be a sex slave." And the people didn't believe him. Like, his name was something. He's in one of them pictures. It's the facts. He's in there. He's in the books.
Man, we're gonna have to resurface this again.
Why?
Because it's gonna be how many more months? It's gonna be like
this shit only supposed to be like 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, look, this gonna be like the OJ trial. By the end of June.
Top of June.
Mid-June. That's next week. No, because y'all got to remember the prosecution is still laying out their case. The defense ain't got to lay out their case yet. No, but they still got to call their witnesses or their people up and this and that. This is all on the prosecution right now. Hey, I hope and pray he don't get on the stand. Hey man, the thing that took me away.
Tell that to Shannon Sharp.
Nah, but see, look, this is bigger than Shannon Sharp. Now, this bigger than Nino Brown. Kareem Akbar. That's what Diddy about to do. But what I'm saying is this, yo, check this out. The thing that took me away is when she said the guy would come on her. And
no, I don't want anyone. No, I'm not gonna discuss that.
Leave real
I'm not
niggas
gonna
alone.
discuss that.
Boy said, leave real niggas alone.
I'm not gonna discuss that.
Well, we'll edit and bleep that out. But what I'm saying is this. That's just
that's kind of out of control. I like. Yeah.
You can't defend the freak, bro. Listen. No, this is alleged.
Maybe I'm you effing her for a weekend.
That's
bruh.
Sammy. That's Sammy. I ain't got nothing. Sammy is my man.
he ain't no thief.
Allegedly.
Okay.
I don't know why my name had to be mixed in it, but
he's just saying if that's what was going to take place.
You can't defend that.
No, there's not really a way to defend that. There's some shit that you just can't. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
As you would say, some things are questionable. Like some things,
like age gap is questionable.
No.
What? Business is only 50 years old, bro.
There it is. But
we were kids when we were CEOs. We were kids. I hate to say kids.
Hey, I got to tap into something. The fact that I want you to finish that point, but the fact that you said CEOs, that take me to my boy Dame Dash. What y'all think about them making him sell his business and everything? Now he been promoting it. They done took Dame Diddy out, man. They took him out, Nils. They took him out. So it's like, really, man, everybody. Sam, hit the AC button.
I'm not going to defend Dame either.
This is the third company Dame has.
It's about the 10th.
No, this
20th.
He's going off of his first.
But the fact that he had America New finally moving, now he finally got one of them movies on the BT, and now they done told Nick. They done told.
Well, how long was it delinquent on the child support payment?
Man, who cares, man? Like,
no, I guess the government care and Rachel Roy care, motherfucker.
I'm gonna sum it up like this. Old man sitting beside a gas station, and he heard us coming out the store, and we were talking about it, and he said he should have paid his bills.
Yeah, thank you. That's all you had to do, Dave. No, man, I'm getting this. No, don't get this up off the ground until you pay this woman right
what
here.
You say? Don't get
this off the ground until you pay this woman right here, because you're gonna end up owing this woman at the end of the day, bro.
Hey, man, but that's like, damn, bro. Like, everything Dame try to do, they keep chopping that man off at the neck, man. I know this wasn't a topic that we were supposed to discuss.
I didn't even know about this. But I already know
they made Dame's, they're making Dame, hold on, don't ever do that. They're making Dame sell his America New streaming network and his studio, his film studio, to pay off his debt.
I wouldn't doubt that. Why didn't they come for the art studios before?
Them shit's probably gone. Before. They probably been gone. But what I'm saying is, damn, they trying to take the man work away.
They thought he was playing the game the way the game was supposed to be played. But
like I'm not.
He won't moving fast enough. He won't moving.
Yeah, we pod
now.
We
let me say
down now.
Let me say he won't moving fast enough. He won't moving efficient enough. Because in like what he was doing, it's probably all legal because that's a level of business that we have little to no knowledge of.
Yeah,
let's agree.
All right,
right. But listen, hear me out, Sam.
All right.
He just wasn't moving efficiently enough that way to keep doing it. Because who's to say other businessmen that people want to shake hands with, that people want to be in business with, what's to say they don't do this?
I would say Dame's situation is similar to the games. Have you heard what happened to the game like this week?
Who?
The game.
Well, he's stupid.
Yeah, the same thing. You got to pay.
When somebody has me eventually.
When somebody has files a judgment,
you're going to pay me eventually.
Yes, because
you lose. You're
not going to keep living lavishly out here.
And Game is going house shopping now. That was. I
thought that was foul. See, here's the deal. They probably went after the house he got that's worth the most money. Now, this man ain't broke, but I will say he's not in his prime anymore to where he's making the type of money monthly he would have been making in the height of the documentary or the this and that.
Yeah,
like, he can maintain a lifestyle.
What was the
trust me, him losing that house, $7 million. Trust me, losing that house hurt because you're gonna have to downsize. Because you don't have that type of collateral on deck to just go buy another house like that off the rip.
In this market,
absolutely not. You gonna downsize.
Not in LA. Not in LA. Not in that surrounding area. No, you're not gonna do it.
He need to move to the A or something like that. Get a Stone Mountain. Get him some land out there.
They got some nice spots out there in Flowers Plantation.
I think a lot of people want to move there.
They got some nice spots out there in Flowers Plantation.
There you go. Or he need to move out here to Cary or something like that and sit back.
Fuck with us.
If he think he gonna get another crib like that for that type of money in LA, he crazy.
But he had to give it all up to her.
It's gone. And that doesn't even cover the debt.
I don't think it was his choice either. It was like, yo, it's gone. It's gone.
When they garnish wages.
That's not garnishing wages.
Yes, it is.
That's not garnishing wages. That's garnishing your property.
Well, you didn't pay. So we're gonna take but Sammy, what you fail to understand is if you owe back to that shit happened to Preston. Preston had an old school Galaxy. They pulled right up in the driveway, took that, went in the house, started taking that. If you owe back taxes,
because it was registered to him.
It was registered to him.
That's the only way they could do it.
Come take that stuff.
That's what I'm saying about if you want to move that way, you got to know what you're doing. If you want to move that way, it is in black and white. It is there. You can do it.
But it's gonna be consequences.
Or you did it the right way, which is in what I want to call the gray area. All you doing was kept moving it around because, like y'all saying, they came and got dude whipped because he owed some bread. Hold on, y'all saying he came and got dude. It was they only were able to do it because it was registered to him.
He was stupid.
If it would have been in somebody else's name, he would have been like, "Oh no."
I think that was the issue right there because they found something that was registered to him, and he had started registering everything else in somebody else's name after it happened.
The game.
Oh yeah, he tried to put all that stuff in Whack name. From what they were saying, allegedly, they was trying to say that he put everything in Whack name, but they said, Mr. Whack, we're coming to get that. We don't care whose name he put it in. If we know what's going on, we need that.
That's what I'm saying. There's a timeline that has to be for,
they didn't
for
do
that
it right.
to be true.
Yeah, they didn't do it.
It has to fall in a certain timeline. No, I do.
They didn't do what they were supposed to do. So, all right, look, man, we're going to wrap this thing. I'm going to give everybody the floor one last time. We're going to wrap this Diddy thing up, and then we're going to move on to the next topic. What y'all got? Sammy, you can wrap it up.
I only want to say in the art of doing it like this, you seen Tony Reali ends on
I love Tony Reali.
Tony Reali.
No, he quit. He's done.
On Friday.
He's done. Yeah, he's done. It's his last Around the Horn. Not Around the Horn, but
yeah, it is Around the Horn.
It's
Around the Horn.
Yeah, it's his last.
He's
but
gone.
what? Yeah, he about to retire from doing Around the Horn.
What he gonna do now?
I don't know. I don't care. I mean, that ain't
He
my
used to be
business.
the era checker on what is Wilbon and Kornhauser.
Yeah, but you want to know who was the first person to do Around the Horn?
Who?
Max Kellerman.
Seriously?
Facts.
I ain't never
First
seen it.
season of Around the Horn was Max Kellerman. Then they replaced him with Tony Reali.
Because Max Kellerman got a better job.
No, Max Kellerman just does boxing.
They were trying to break. Basically, they were trying to break him.
They
on
was
ESPN.
trying to break him on ESPN because Max Kellerman always did
But it didn't work.
ESPN and
HBO.
HBO boxing.
He
Yeah.
did, yeah, because that's what he was doing. He was doing boxing on ESPN.
That's just like I'm almost.
So they tried to make him the face of a show.
You know, Teddy Atlas does.
No,
boxing
Teddy
on,
Atlas does a call
boxing
in.
on HBO. Not HBO, excuse me, ESPN. I don't think I've ever really seen Max Kellerman on ESPN boxing. I've just seen him on HBO boxing.
That's all he talked about was on boxing on ESPN also, because that's how he got to be on. Because Max Kellerman, that's how he got to be on First Take.
Yeah. And even when he was on First Take, he was still doing boxing stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
son.
mainly a boxing commentator.
Yeah. But he just worked for Stephen A's.
Because
I don't like Stephen A no more.
Because what it was basically, ESPN was trying to give all this hot new talent a shot, but he didn't. Basically, I ain't gonna say he didn't make the cut. He's more of a boxing personality.
Sammy.
Yes, I know that.
That's
I
what
know
happened.
that piece.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
You
Well,
right.
Then why did
Exactly, you
Stephen
right.
why did Stephen A make it past that?
And Stephen A's the boss of First Take.
Cause you got to remember, Sammy, whatchamacall died. If whatchamacall hadn't died, he probably Stephen A would probably be number two.
He talked about Carolina.
Oh,
dude.
no, he talking about Stuart Scott.
Stuart Scott.
Yeah,
Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. Thank you.
Because if it wasn't for Stuart Scott, Stephen A. Smith would still be
a jabroni.
He'd be a basketball commentator, but he would be more to the background because they ain't gonna give that angry black man thing, that trope. They're not gonna give it the limelight.
Yeah, Stuart Scott didn't never come off angry.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Stephen A.
saying?
comes off as angry as a lot.
But I
of
want you to
times.
answer this, Sammy. I still got the shot on you, but like even with Stuart Scott, right? Think about this. Scott Van Pelt is the only other person that I could think of that's been with ESPN as long as Stuart Scott. But Scott Van Pelt is a background guy. He doesn't want the light. But if you notice, he does the nightcap. He does the late night show where he's live.
Because for the real core audience of ESPN, that shit was jumping because that was your boy. Don't nobody like him no more because he kind of more conservative. I think his name Keith Olbermann.
Yeah,
Olbermann.
He was the one. That's the ESPN that everybody wants to watch.
I would say Neil and Stan. They did the really late nights.
They just let him go.
No,
they're not gonna. They let Neil Barrett go.
Yeah,
but that's what I was just about to say.
He
No, he didn't retire. They didn't renew his contract, and now they about to let the other guy go. They're not renewing his contract. Facts. That's what I was just about to say. But the fact that you just brought them up, I appreciate that. But yeah, I was just about to say that now they about to let Neil go. They said they're not going to redo his contract.
We are part of that core audience to where the kind of hip shit in sports, that's where that shit derived from. Because that's the ESPN that everybody used to watch.
Stuart Scott made it that way.
It was the replay of that late night one, the one that played all morning long. Until they came back on fresh.
They come back at 8 o'clock.
But now,
fresh.
Now they got a show from 6 o'clock in the morning until 12 at night when Scott Van Pelt go live. The only hours that they playing replays is from when Scott Van Pelt go off until the 6 o'clock radio show come on.
How did he go from he went from Sports Center to comedy and then back to Sports Center?
Because he's a staple of building Sports Center. They're not gonna let him go nowhere.
Yeah.
He can do what he wants. Scott Van Pelt, Stuart Scott,
Chris Berman.
Chris Berman.
But he gone now.
But
Chris
he
Berman
still
gone?
does Sunday football. Well, he does
10 minutes,
countdown
10 minutes
just
on-
in 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
He
10 minutes.
doesn't do the
Yeah,
show,
he
but
basically
he still
gone.
does. Yeah, he's retired. He just work a part time.
What happened to Tom Jackson?
He retired.
He retired too.
He retired.
Forced retired or retired?
No, he retired when they brought on the different cast people.
Booger. They brought on Booger for to replace.
Booger don't do Sunday countdown.
Yeah, he does with Chris Berman.
No, it's who is it now? It's the first one was Berman.
Berman and
Chris Carter.
and Tom Jackson.
And Tom Jackson, but CC was up there. Remember, then he got into one of his other fiascos where he, you know what I'm saying? I hate to put him down now, but that's my guy. But
let's not do that.
you know, I'm not putting him down, but that's what happened. He had another one of his breakdowns. Now he been doing good. Shout out to him. You know, he been doing good, and I love CC. You know, I like that show that him and that guy got. You know what I'm talking about? It's Chris Carter.
Yeah.
And the other guy, I don't want to say white dude, you know what I'm saying?
I be seeing all the
but
shorts
you know
from that joint.
Yeah, but they
Chris
got
Carter
a
be bringing
they got a good damn show going, and I want to give them their props. They got a great show going.
I don't know. I just know they need to bring Randy back.
No, Randy had that.
He had some health problems. He had some health
some
problems.
liver cancer.
He had some health problems.
Hey, man.
Let's just say that.
What Belichick got going on over there in Carolina?
Hold on, where's that? Bomb. Automatic bomb. Hey, look, but that's what I was saying. I was like, now if that was Diddy, that'd be bus shot, set your crew. Another charge. You feel me?
Well, obviously she's not a hostage or anything like that.
None of them
I
women,
guess not
none of
with
Diddy
that fucking
women were
real
hostages.
estate portfolio she got.
Well, she was married to a billionaire before.
Well, then she got Bill now. Bill said, look, it all makes sense now. Y'all remember that video when Bill was at the beach and he came outside with his shirt off and was out there smelling the air and all that? You know what I'm talking about? He was Bill with her. That's what it was.
Bill said I'm back.
I'm gonna need him to come out with a cutoff USC
He done
sweatshirt.
it. He done done it. He done it already. Everything. Hey, look, he just did an interview on the Pivot.
I did see previews for that, but I haven't watched it.
He
yet.
just did a Pivot interview. I ain't watched it neither. I'm gonna go back and watch it. But of course, Bill got on the camera. Remember now? They just had the rumors about the girlfriend not
is
being
supposedly banned from
allowed
campus.
Yeah, she banned from campus.
Hey, Bill, clean that up quick now. Bill
Well,
said
she banned from their
from the
media
facilities.
Oh, football facilities.
Bill said absolutely not. Not my wife.
Well, at first they said she was banned for campus.
Hugh Hefner could do it. All these other people could do it. And listen, and I'm gonna just be real. They might get mad, but it's only a problem when it's one of us. When it's one of them, it's cool. Elvis got permission.
Get ready to bleep this. Get ready to bleep this.
I'm not bleeping nothing because it's facts.
Get ready to bleep this. I'm gonna say something that's facts too.
Elvis went to that girl's family and asked for permission to marry her when she was 14
I thought
years
it was
old.
13.
14.
14. Okay.
But the fact that they gave him permission,
he asked.
it doesn't matter. It's not legal.
I know
it's not right. So what I'm saying is the people pick and choose
their battles. People always pick and choose their battles.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. People pick and choose what's right and what's wrong. But what I'm saying is right is right, wrong is wrong. So
wrong
if you
is wrong.
Yeah, that's a fact. But what I'm saying is if you're gonna stand for one, stand for both. That's all I'm saying.
You got to.
That's all I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, if that's the case, open the doors and let Kels free.
No, that's never gonna happen, dude.
But what I'm saying is, if it's okay for this,
all I'm gonna say is McDonald's. McDonald's in Chicago.
No,
McDonald's in Chicago.
I'm saying if it's so, if y'all,
that's all I'm gonna say.
No, if y'all gonna approve a marriage of that age and give consent, Why can't you?
So once again, while you said that and you brought up Kills, then I'm gonna say age ain't nothing but a number. Think about it. Think about that song. Think about that song. Who wrote that song?
Listen to me. They said R. Kelly's image and all this and influence pressured the young girls to do what he did, right?
See, I'm not gonna do this.
So would you not say that Elvis' image and likeness influence wasn't strong enough to tell the parents that, hey, let me have her. I'm gonna make y'all rich, even though this ain't right. I just want this young girl.
See, I'm about to say a whole bunch of bleepable, so I'm gonna step out this conversation.
Step out, but I'm just being real. I'm just
about
asking a question.
Say a whole bunch of bleeps.
Those are the facts.
And that's what it is.
I'm not gonna deny what you're saying is facts.
It's really nothing.
It's just a perspective of how.
That's my perspective. I just gave it to you. That's how I feel about it. Like, I mean, and what I'm saying is wrong is wrong. I feel like both scenarios is crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying nobody gets a pass, but what I'm saying is, how can people celebrate one and down the other? They both sick.
I can get you on that point.
They're both sick.
I got you. I got you on that point.
That's all I'm saying. It's no.
I get where you're coming from.
Hey, at the end of the day, as they say, hate the sin, love the sinner. But it's no sin that's different than any other, whether it's a thief, a killer, none of that. Sin is a sin. If that's what you believe.
Depends.
It ain't no depends. A sin is a sin.
It depends. There's always a backstory to something.
No,
that could make sense out of why this person did that shit right there. No. Yeah.
It is. It's no. That's looking for a way out. A sin is a sin.
No way out, P. Diddy.
You rolling with Diddy?
I'm not rolling with Diddy. I'm serious. When I saw that video of what he did to Cassie, I was like, that's inexcusable. There's no way you should do that.
You chuckled, or did?
No, I didn't.
Well, I'll say this though, and this is in closing, and we're gonna move on from Diddy.
Yeah, we're gonna break out this one.
I think Diddy is gonna get found not guilty. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna get found guilty of prostitution and conspiracy.
Time served?
No, he gonna get some time now. But all that racketeering and all that stuff, I don't see it, because that right there is them trying to take his businesses, and I just don't see it.
I'll come back next week with how I can put the racketeering.
I'm ready for this.
I need my full facts for that, and I ain't gonna go into that. But like, yeah, I put together the racketeering part of it.
You think so?
Yeah, I seriously did. I just don't have all the facts, and I don't want to sound stupid of the facts that they put out there and whatnot. I was like, yo, yeah, I can see the racketeering now.
All right, well, we done with Diddy. We're gonna shift gears. So we got the NBA Eastern Western Conference Championships.
Finals.
I said conference championship.
Yeah. Eastern Conference Final, Western Conference Final.
All right. Now, I just won a couple dollars from my homeboy Stevie J last night because he jumped out there. He a Knicks fan.
Of course, he should.
I should. I said, hey, as long as Reggie at the Garden doing that, I know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? So, again, won a couple dollars. Some lunch money. That's what I call a little lunch money. So, you know, want some money. Yeah, want some money. How do y'all feel about it? I love the fact that it's new blood. Like, it ain't none of these old dinosaurs no more. There you go. There you go.
Do you think the Nuggets would have been there if Aaron Gordon hadn't got hurt? Excuse me.
No.
You don't think
so? They old news.
But they had the
Y'all fired your coach.
The best player in the league.
You fired
my opinion, the best player in the league.
No, that's a fact. I love the Joker, but the fact that you fired your coach mid-season, nobody's listening to nobody.
No, I don't think they fired him mid-season. I think they fired him the day after.
They fired him right after the All-Star break. He been gone.
Yeah, he been on.
It's June.
He be on NBA pregame now. Yeah, he be on.
It's
NBA
May, end of May. He been gone. That's what I'm saying. Like they done played 30 games without him.
No, I need your answer. Do you think that if Aaron Gordon hadn't got hurt, the Nuggets would have won, or that you think SGA and still would have won?
It's hard to say, man, because I really feel like they showing that they got next. The young players are showing that they got next. All the young teams that everybody been talking about the past couple of years, they finally put it together. And if you were an older established team and you didn't stay healthy, it ain't nothing else that we can say. Like that's it. That what you're saying happened. They didn't stay healthy. The younger team ran right past them. Because they just don't have what it takes. That they're not to say it kind of like mystically or no shit like that, but they're not the dynasty or building of a dynasty. Like Golden State could tweak a couple of things. Just like right now, I feel like Golden State, they could tweak a couple of things. But if they don't win this next year, you got to really start considering busting that shit up because it's over. The core of it is old. It's old. It doesn't hold what
it's over.
The teams don't have the mystique to where nobody's coming to play with them because everybody's thinking of them already like a Celtics or a Lakers. None of these teams that we've seen win recently have anything close to the Celtics or the Lakers. Only the Pistons and the Bulls, those teams can win, and you can start to feel something like that about them because you just don't feel that about the team. Everybody that's a Golden State fan has been a Golden State fan in the last 10 years.
Facts.
If you're an OKC fan,
it started with Durant, Harden, and Westbrook.
What was Run Chris Mullin, Hardaway, Mitch Richmond.
Well, and they were losing, so niggas weren't riding with them.
Fun to watch though.
But fun to watch and being a fan of the team is two different things.
Watching TNT and TBS.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
on the weekend,
When you say that,
no.
Yeah. When you say that you're a Golden State fan and you bring up that team, all that you are saying is that I used to stay up late and I used to watch West Coast basketball because that's what I'm saying.
Or either I just watch WGN.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's just that what was
I want people to beat Michael Jordan.
No, that's
I want to see how
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's hate.
So
yes, it was hate.
So that's when you'll feel something about these new teams that win the championship. They're not a dynasty.
I'm not opposed to any new team up there. I just
like
what I thought was going to happen with the playoffs. I thought number one versus number one.
You thought a bunch of old ass niggas that used to win. No, listen, hold on, check this out. And they got smacked by the same team that's smacking the Knicks. And what I'm saying is this: now the super teams is over. Now we getting the good old fashioned basketball.
Oh, Sam Preston makes good teams,
and his team is doing well. But what I'm saying is this: I love Ant-Man, but Ant-Man ain't enough,
right,
for the team that he's on. Because at the end of the day, them OKC boys, you got Chet, you got SGA or whatever his name is, and then you got that other guy on the wing. They ready. They ready.
Hartenstein,
they ready. And at the end of the day, let's just keep it real. On the Wolves, you got like 3 dogs. That's it.
Randall, Ant-Man. Who's the other dog?
The white boy.
The white boy. And DiVincenzo. That's it. After that, what you got?
Man, you shouldn't like DiVincenzo.
I like him.
He shot us down for
I don't care about the Carolina versus
championship.
Villanova stuff. That's over.
That's over.
We're in the league now. We gotta let that go. What I'm saying is, I know where that came from, but at the end of the day, he's a dog. I'm gonna give him his respect. He's a dog. But I'm saying, after them three, they really don't have no dogs after that. That's my opinion.
Side note, I love that commercial where the New York players that were all Villanova players that played on the same team, and they went over to DiVincenzo.
Brunson, all them, all that. I respect that, but right now Brunson want a chip.
I don't think he's gonna get it this year.
Nothing, cause them boys smacking them up. Hey, look, that man. Hey, look, did you see when the guy from the Pacers was leaving and the fan was like, "You suck. That's why we traded you." It's one of them guys on the Pacers that used to play for the Knicks. It's like, ooh,
O.B. Toppin.
Yeah, Toppin. He said, "I'm at the Ritz-Carlton. Come see me." Hey, you feel me? Talking about, yeah, sir, he did. Better
O.B.
believe it.
Yeah.
He said, "Come see me. I'm at the Ritz-Carlton."
Yo, they just younger teams are just.
That's it. It's just it's their time. Like I was saying this the other day. I was like, yo, like you gotta remember Durant, Westbrook, LeBron, the Chris Paul finally sat down. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody give him no more money. But then like you got like all them people that was born in the 80s. It's almost over for y'all. It's the 90s and 2000s babies league now. Like, it's getting old. Y'all getting old. Like, you can still play, but you can't play at the level where you can run. Now, most of y'all now is your specialty. You either gonna be a 3-and-D or a role player that just come in, get 2 or 3 rebounds and some fouls. Yeah, you on the second string.
When do you see Jamal Crawford and Lou get that way? They just decided to stop. They just decided to stop.
After they started winning 6 Man of the Year awards, that's when you're on the way out.
Well, Lou and Jamal always won 6 Man of the Year.
But because you're on the way out. You're not a starter anymore.
For the last 10 years of your career, if you're winning 6 Man of the Year, you don't think you're relevant anymore?
No.
All right, fair enough.
The team
you're usable, but relevant, no.
Usable.
That's a fact. We just need you to cut because if you're most of the time when you're the 6 Man of the Year, you're just somebody that we can still bring in and can shoot J's and score.
Didn't
we want you to be able to give the star player a break the way you could get off. Go ahead.
Didn't Austin Reeves win in the year before or something like that, and now he's a starter, a viable starter?
And he ain't won nothing since.
Well, y'all ain't gonna win nothing anytime soon.
No, I'm just saying.
You get one of them buttons on that shit.
Any awards, anything. He ain't won nothing since. I like Austin Reeves. Don't get me wrong. He's still a great player for what we got going on. But what I'm saying is, I liked him better coming off the bench because then he didn't have to worry about being a part of the offense. All he had to do was go in there and shoot.
Yeah, I think he's a viable part of your offense.
No, that's a fact. But what I'm saying is, when he was coming off the bench, your job was to come in and shoot. Now that you're a part of the offense, you got to pass, swing, this and that. Nah, when you was coming in off the bench, hey, man, get that ball and put it in the basket.
I mean, they gave that to Connect. How you pronounce his name?
He missing too many shots, man. Connect, he's a dookie, so we don't trust him.
Oh, he a dookie? I didn't know he a dookie.
What, didn't he play for Duke?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he did. I believe he did.
I don't think so.
I think he did. Look him up. I think he's one of them. All right, but anyway, so we got we covered that. So let's do this real quick. Who you got? Who your picks? You got who you got as far as the NBA championship?
I already said that last week. Basically I put it on Indiana and OKC.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
that's about right.
I said that last week before we even start to see games and whatnot, and that's before even the Nuggets had lost to OKC. I was like, well, OKC is gonna clean that up. I was like, Shy is gonna, or SGA is gonna be the MVP, which I mean, I don't know how Joker could have came short on MVP other than like Michael Jordan syndrome, where like, yo, we're just getting tired of voting for this dude. Cause like he had a better year than all the other MVP years he's had.
I agree with that, Sammy, but the only thing I'm gonna say is this: they robbed SGA last year, and this year his team was the #1 seed. You got to give it to him.
That's the only thing. That's the only leeway I could give to him.
Yeah, it's
you
hard
got
not
to give it to him because the
him.
Joker's team was like a 5th or lower seed. Yeah, but either way, this man's team been #1 seed 2 years in a row. That's got to count for something. And he had the most points in the league all season. Now, did he did he average a triple-double? No. Did Joker? I think he did, or might have been close to it.
I thought he down there average close to a quadruple though,
or something like that. But what I'm saying is no doubt about it.
I'm not gonna say quadruple, but triple double.
But the fact that man got his team to be look at what's going on. It looks like they about to cruise to the chip. I think they made the right choice.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
if you do choose him, like you saying, it's a hard argument for not choosing the Joker. But if you don't, why you ain't gonna vote for dude?
I mean, I get that. It's like when Charles Barkley won MVP. It's like when Hakeem Olajuwon won MVP and shit like that. Yo, excuse me for cuss. But like, yeah, it's just like we can't give it to Jordan every year.
I'm gonna still give you the floor, Sammy. But I'm gonna say this: the year Charles Barkley won the MVP, he was the man. He averaged the most rebounds. Yeah. I think he was
not
top.
Points. Not points.
Not points, maybe, but he averaged the most rebounds. He had his team, if not the #1 seed, the top 2. So he did what he showed you that without him on that team, they wouldn't have been where they was at. That's all I'm saying.
I think for like when Barkley won the MVP, it was like he had solidified being a reliable 3-point shooter also. So you could also rely on that part of his game also. So that's what made kind of like, not what made him the MVP, but kind of like that's why they had to give it to him, because he had such a great year the whole year. And it won't like, you know what I'm saying? It was just him down there getting a rebound, going back
undersized power forward.
You know what I'm saying?
6'4".
He was coming down. He was shooting a wide open 3 if you left him open. If you didn't leave him open, if he set up in his spot, he was going to hit it. So it was kind of hard not to give him the MVP, like I said, even though Jordan was Jordan.
I think that was the product of a Jordan, you just came back. We're not going to give you an MVP.
No.
We're not going to give you an MVP right now.
They lost the mic.
Well, I put 55.
Yeah, they lost. They lost to him in the finals. Yeah,
I put 55 on my first night back out, and I win the championship. Since you don't want to, since. I mean, shit. Fuck it. I mean,
leave real niggas alone.
Leave Mike alone. Huh?
Can we pause?
Nah, we about to wrap this up. It's been an hour.
It's been an hour?
That's a fact.
All right, fair.
And we've been live streaming the whole time.
All right. That's what's. Oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh, sorry.
Don't matter, man. You got anything you want to say to wrap it up?
I'm still gonna go with SGA in 6 games versus the Pacers. The Pacers seem like they're legit, and I know the Thunder are legit.
But what I'm thinking is neither one of them teams ever won a championship.
Nah, neither one.
It's gonna be now the Knicks have won one before. That's the only team in it that has actually won a championship.
Maybe the Pacers won an ABA.
NBA.
No, I'm talking about ABA.
Championship.
Well, a lot of these teams came from the ABA.
We're not talking about the AFL and all this and all that. And
yeah,
the American
if that's
Football
the
League.
Case, OKC already have a championship.
There you go.
Oh, that is the Sonics. Yeah, you're correct.
What I'm saying?
The Sonics.
Like,
who was the coach then? It was light skinned dude. I can't remember his name.
Lenny Wilkins.
Yeah, Thank you.
Is he dead? Didn't he die?
Yes, he's deceased.
He was with the Hawks.
He's deceased.
I think Lenny gone.
He's deceased.
R.I.P. Lenny.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Lenny.
All right, y'all. But y'all know how we do it each and every Saturday. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's your boy Swift Dollars, aka 16 Pack Killer. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell. Check out all the videos. Hey, what's y'all information? What's y'all Instagram? All that stuff, man. Hold on.
I ain't got none of that.
At Hutch Mickens. At Instagram.
At Sam May on Facebook.
It is. Y'all know what time it is, man. Each and every Saturday, we're going to bring y'all the latest and the greatest. All right? We out. One. I ain't even